2015 is coming to a close. It's very near. The end is nigh, as some say. And what better way to celebrate the end of 2015 by looking forward to the bright future that is 2016. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is my top 5 most anticipated games of 2016. Now keep in mind, these are games I'm looking forward to. I have kind of weird tastes, you'll see that. If you don't agree with this list, well, that's your opinion, but this is mine, so you be quiet. But before we start, let me just say that there's not really too many games coming out in 2016 so far that I'm really excited for. So it was kind of hard to make this list, as, you know, there's not that many games I'm looking forward to. But I managed to find 5 games that I am pretty excited for. So, without further ado, this is the magical list.
Number 5.
Hitman. Just Hitman. Hitman is an awesome game. I've been into the Hitman games ever since I first played it on the original Xbox a few years back. And that was a fun game. That is a really fun game. I enjoy that game a lot. I just love it so much. I usually don't even like stealth games that much. I'm a pretty impatient person, let's be honest. But Hitman was fun as knobs, let me tell you. I'll be the first to say, Hitman, knobs, it's as fun as that. Yeah. But yeah, I loved the game. I loved the series. Loved Hitman 2. Loved Absolution. Those are the only 2 I've really played extensively. But I loved them both. Don't get me wrong, they are both awesome, and I can't wait to see what they do with the Hitman, because I think it's going to be a fun game. I'm looking forward to it. I hope they do pretty good stuff with it. But anyways, let's move on to number 4.
Number 4.
Halo Wars 2. Now, I'm not the biggest Halo fan. I only get the Halos every now and again. The only Halos I've ever gotten are Halo 1, Halo 4, Halo Reach, and I got Halo 3, but I didn't really like it, so I traded it back in. And also Halo Wars, the first one. And the Halo Wars was actually a fun game. I really enjoyed that. I never really got into that type of game. I think it's called RTS or something like that. I'm not really familiar with it at all. But I really enjoyed that game. It was a fun experience. It was different. It was something that, I'd never experienced before. Like I said, I'd never played that type of game before. But it was a good time. And I liked the Halo storyline and the characters and all the different enemies. I was familiar with what everything did. Like all the grunts and the big guys, the elites. And it was a fun game. I enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to what they do in Halo Wars 2. I think it'll be a pretty fun time. But anyways, let's move on to number 3.
Number 3.
So I'm gonna show a bit of my inner nerd on this one, but number 3 is indeed Pokmon Tournament. I love Pokemon, I really do. And not only is this Pokemon, but it's made by the people who made Tekken, quite possibly my favorite traditional fighting game, other than Smash Bros, but I wouldn't really call that traditional fighting. I'm talking like Mortal Kombat style, Street Fighter style, just 2 people, 2-dimensional, one level, no platforms to jump on, stuff like that. Just you and another person going at it. And I love Tekken. Tekken was one of my favorite games on the original PlayStation, and I played the poopy out of it. And Pokemon was one of my favorite series of all time. It probably still is, because that was my childhood, quite frankly. And putting those 2 things together, Pokemon fighting like some kind of crazy guy, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be like Pokemon battles. I always wanted a game where I can actually fight real, actual Pokemon battles. And Smash Bros kind of settles that need, but there's a select few characters in that are Pokemon. And so I'm really excited to see what this game has to offer. But anyways, let's move on to number 2.
Number 2.
Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Now, let me just tell you one thing. I am a huge Plants vs. Zombies fan. Every single Plants vs. Zombie game I have fell in love with. I love the first one to death. I've beat it countless times. I love that game so much. Plants vs. Zombies 2 was super fun. And then Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare was definitely fun. Love that game. And Plants vs. Zombie Garden Warfare 2, I can't wait to see what they do with that game. It looks like it's going to be a bundle of fun right there. I don't usually like EA games all that much. They are one of those companies that the consumer shakes their fist at all the time, but you know, they're doing something right with Garden Warfare. And from everything I've seen so far, Garden Warfare 2 is looking like it's going to be pretty promising. I put plenty of hours into Garden Warfare 1. That is a super fun game. And the first, just Plants vs. Zombies in general. Those games are super fun. Plants vs. Zombie Garden Warfare was fun. When Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare first came out, I was like, oh man, what are they doing? They're ruining this great brand. But then it turned out to be an awesome game. And I can't wait to see what they do with the sequel. And I will definitely be playing the poopy out of that when it comes out. But anyways, let us move on to the final. But before I go to number 1, here are a few honorable mentions I just wanted to throw out there. Like I said, there's not way too many games I'm way excited for this coming year, but I still found some others I'm relatively excited for. There's Dead Island 2. I like the first Dead Island. It wasn't the greatest, but it was still fun. It was a good little, it was a fun little game. Not perfect, but still a good time. And I'm interested to see what they do with the sequel. Maybe polish it up, make it crystal clear, make it beautiful, make it what the first game could have been, and more, hopefully. And I'm really hoping they do good with it. There's a Pokemon Yellow re-release. Like I said, I'm a nerd and I love Pokemon. And I just love those original Pokemon games. I cannot tell a lie. They are pretty suave. They are pretty OG in my book. And I cannot wait to play through the old games again. And these last two aren't really games per se, but they are gaming related things. And they are Black Ops 3 DLC, but mostly for the zombies, just because I love zombies, and more maps is awesome when it comes to zombies. And then also Super Smash Bros. DLC, because they've been releasing a lot of awesome stuff lately, and I can't wait to see what they do in the future. Hopefully they're going to keep releasing new stuff. If not, well, that really stinks, but if they do, I'm excited for it. Now this should be obvious since, you know, Sonic 2 and Shovel Knight are both the only two games on my channel that I've actually ever fully played through, but I love platformers. I love old school platformers, new school platformers. Any platformer is fun to me. It's all good times. I love Sonic, I love Shovel Knight, I love Mario, love all those games. And I love unique games too, games with unique art styles that are just so appealing to the eyeball. And when you put those two things together, a really unique and interesting aesthetic that is eye-pleasing and interesting, and then an awesome platformer that is super cool, you get Cuphead, the game that I am most excited for in 2016. Now, if you don't know, Cuphead is like a Contra-ish style platformer, Contra Mega Man, kind of that kind of feel, a little platformer, and the best part about it is the game looks like a 1950s cartoon. It is wonderful. It looks beautiful. It looks ripped straight out of a cartoon. It is wonderful, and I cannot wait to play it. I am excited for it. You know that's going to be one of the games I do a full play of when it comes out. That game is going to be awesome. I don't care what anybody says. It's going to be great. I'm going to play it out of the wazoo, and I'm going to love it. And it's co-op. So you guys should, you know, tell Voki to get it too so he can play with me. But seriously, that game is going to be pretty awesome. But anyways, this has been the top 10 games that I am excited for in 2016. If you agree or if you disagree, let me know. Put in the comments what some of your most looked forward to games are of the 2016 year era. And we can talk about it. We can have a nice little chat. But anyways, I'm Musi Gamer, and I'll see you in the future. Bye now.